Good evening, I'm Shreya Dhoundial. It's very good to see you. Stray dogs in India, we have found out over the last 72 hours, have very high profile trends. Today in the Supreme Court, India's most highly paid, celebrated lawyers argued their case. Kapil Sibbal, Abhishek Manu Singhvi, Siddharth Luthra. They urged the three-judge bench of the Supreme Court that is now hearing the case to scrap the street-to-shelter order. Kapil Sibbal argued that the August 11th order should be stayed, warning that forcing all dogs into shelters could lead to cruelty, culling, and public health risks. Now, this is the argument that animal lovers have been making as well. The government, on its part, is saying this is now a contest between the vocal, very loud minority and the suffering, silent majority. The argument is that a vast majority of India are not animal haters. They are simply fed up of strays and want them gone from the streets. On the other hand, there are dog lovers who, as I said, are vocal, well-networked, they write editorials in newspapers, they organize protests and come on TV shows. They do not represent the majority sentiment. Now, ladies and gentlemen, India's top court has heard both sides and reserved its order. Will it stay the order of emptying Delhi's streets of strays and putting them in shelters? Well, that we will know when we will know. But in Bangalore, strays have managed to do what potholes couldn't: unite netas across party lines. Now, this is the trigger. 7-year-old Kavya, she's on your screens. We couldn't even put the real absolute picture out. We had to blur it because, well, there is blood on her face. She's from Srirangapatna in Karnataka. She was mauled by strays when she was out playing with her friend. Her friend was injured as well. Then there was this. 2 Bengaluru University students attacked by strays in the campus on a road that they took every day. One had to be admitted to ICU. In the Karnataka Assembly, there are now demands for the state to file a special petition in the Supreme Court. Cutting across party lines, there's a demand that the Delhi order should be followed in Bangalore as well, a city that has seen 14,000 dog bites in the last 6 months. It just wasn't the BJP that is in the opposition there. JDS floor leader CB Suresh Babu, part of the government, is saying it. So is Karnataka's minister from the Congress party, Ishwar Khandare. Listen in.
Street dog issue, this menace is since a very long time, but it is increasing day by day. My opinion is that there should be a balance, and at one side we have to protect. The most important point is human life is very precious. We have to protect the lives of children, women, and all other people who are walking on the roads. We have to increase the shelters for dogs, and also we have to make a standard operating procedure to capture the dogs.
Karnataka state government has not taken any kind of an action on the stray dogs. They are not able to provide the sufficient measures for the people's safety on the street, whether it is the stray dogs issue or even otherwise women and children getting attacked.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Chief Minister of Karnataka, though, doesn't agree. He says cruelty isn't governance. I completely agree, which is why I say action should be taken against the MLC from his own alliance partner JDS, who boasted in the Legislative Council that he had killed 2,800 strays to protect children. He told the council he is ready to go to jail for it. He should be sent to jail for it. Culling and killing is not an answer to India's stray problem that results in 37 lakh dog bites every year. But then neither is the bleeding heart solution of let's feed dogs and sterilize them, and the problem will go away. Now, if our civic agencies were that efficient and dog lovers that committed over the last 20 years, then we wouldn't have had this stray problem at all. After all, ABC rules were formulated in 2001 actually, 20 years ago, more than 20 years ago. Desperate times, ladies and gentlemen, call for desperate measures. Are we in that phase now? Will Karnataka, specifically Bengaluru, a city that feeds biryanis to strays, bite the bullet on stray relocations? There is already a demand for it. Let me go to my guest joining us on the broadcast this evening. GS Prasanth is spokesperson of the Karnataka BJP, joining us on the broadcast. Good evening to you. Ian Faria is a citizen voice, a leadership coach, joining us from Bangalore as well. He'll be with us in just a bit. Samrudh Hegde, spokesperson of the Congress Party, joining us from Bangalore again. Dr. Sujit Paul, animal rights activist, joining us on the broadcast. Priya Chopra is an animal rights activist, joining us from Delhi. Thank you very much. Can I ask you, Mr. Prasanth, what exactly is it that you are asking for in Karnataka and why? Because the Chief Minister is very clear. He's saying cruelty cannot be governance.
Cruelty cannot be governed. It doesn't mean that you let the strays off the road and for the children and elderly to be bitten. It can't be that way. So therefore, to look at the Legislative Assembly complex itself, where there are so many stray dogs and no measures have been taken. Merely making a statement by the CM saying that cruelty is not governance is not the end of the matter. In fact, you have to follow the Supreme Court order, ensure that you build shelters for the strays and provide for it. Nobody is bothering.
But Mr. Prasanth, the Supreme Court order number 1 is under review, and number 2, it was only for Delhi. It is not for Karnataka or Bangalore.
You have to understand one thing. In the matter in which Supreme Court decided, yes, the petition was for Delhi. But what was the judgment all about? The menace of stray dogs is increasing and children and elderly are falling prey to it, and children are defenseless when attacked by a group of hungry strays. So therefore, it's not that they're able to run away, and the judgment is not there for children to say they need to run away when they see a pack of dogs hunting them. So therefore, one Supreme Court has ruled for NCR Delhi, which means that the similar policy has to be followed elsewhere. It's not that if you file a petition in the Supreme Court today for Bangalore, Supreme Court will have to follow its own order and say the same applies to Bangalore as well. Maybe the timelines may be different depending on the situation
my point
in Bangalore.
is, Mr. Prasanth, if you feel so strongly about the issue, why don't you go to the Supreme Court yourself? And file a special petition that you're hearing the case for Delhi, please hear it for Karnataka as well?
No. Take it up on a legal basis itself. Now that Supreme Court has stated that for NCR Delhi, what is the harm in following that principle in Bangalore? Why do you need to file a petition? After all, Supreme Court has given a direction saying do this so that it can be helpful for even for Bangalore. Are you saying that people should get bitten in Bangalore and only then file a petition? No. The menace is happening in all places. In fact, the Congress minister also of the same opinion. So it's not about a BJP versus Congress face-off here. It is about the menace of the stray dogs and the elderly and the children who are falling prey to it. That should be stopped. And we are not against the dogs' right to life. They will coexist in the environment, and let the state government make measures to have shelters for them.
Samrudh Hegde, where does the Congress Party officially stand on it? I'm asking you this question because the Congress Party in Karnataka, in fact, the government in Karnataka has spoken in multiple voices. Look at what your own alliance partners, JDS, is saying. One of their Netajis has even gone on and boasted that I have killed 2,800 dogs to protect children. One of your own ministers is saying that yes, we should be doing in Bangalore what is happening in Delhi or what is expected to happen in Delhi.
First let me remind you that JDS is a partner of the BJP. It's not a partner of the
Congress. Sorry, I apologize. Yeah, I apologize.
Yes.
Go ahead, please. Yes.
So firstly, Shreya, it is absolutely perverse that what they're trying to do is create an imaginary war against our strays. Now, this isn't about safety because no WHO guideline, no municipal record, no research, no law anywhere prescribes killing and culling of our Indies to stop rabies. There are scientifically backed methods. We have a plethora of legislation, acts and rules which prescribe the method of capture, vaccinate, sterilize and release. And the Chief Minister is backing such scientific methods, which is shown to work across the globe. And even the Mr. Ishar Khandre, he also said, go by the book. That is all he said. What is to be noted is the BJP's sudden concern.
Acha.
This sudden concern is pure headline hunting. And this is to deflect the actual. Let me speak, sir. Let me speak, sir, please. I'll tell you why.
Let Mr. Hegde have his say, please.
Bitten by stray dogs.
Let me speak. Give me 30 seconds.
Understand and look at it from the point of the young children and elderly who have been bitten by stray dogs.
Let me speak, sir.
Children have been ripped apart.
Mr. Prashant,
Sir, let me speak.
Mr. Prashant, please. I mean, there is an SOP on this show. Let Mr. Hegde have his say. I'll come back to you. Mr. Hegde, go ahead. Why are you saying this is headline hunting by the BJP?
Because this is a pure act to deflect a war on democracy, which they have unleashed, and making it a war on strays.
Acha.
So they have, let me tell you, they have not backed any of their claims on any scientific data. On the floor of the House, as you mentioned, their alliance partner claims that he has killed 2,800 dogs and buried them. This is barbaric. This is inhumane. This is criminal. And no outrage about this.
No, but there is no outrage. Mr. Hegde, there is no outrage about Kavya, the 7-year-old who was mauled by dogs.
100%.
Her face has blood all over it. The picture is so scary we couldn't put it on air. We had to blur it. There are the bleeding hearts when the 2 university students were attacked within the campus without provocation.
Shreya, I'm not saying that there is no menace. Of course, there is a problem. But the answer is not in culling dogs. It is in following scientific methods, which has been prescribed.
But who's saying culling?
See, the first question you asked to the BJP was what is to be done. They have still not answered. What is to be done? We are following the book.
Shelters mein dalo. Mr. Hegde, they are saying put them in
the
shelters, like the Supreme Court has told Delhi.
Tell me, so give us a timeline. We'll do it. We'll open shelters. There's a manner and method to do it. Right? There are prescribed guidelines. There is no data coming and telling.
You are sitting in a city that has seen 14,000 dog bites in the last 6 months.
Yes, so
ABC rules have existed for 21 years.
Shreya, let us take out.
But Bangalore is feeding biryanis to strays, na?
Yes,
the Bangalore
and bites have significantly reduced.
Is feeding biryani to strays.
And bites have significantly reduced. Significantly they have reduced. Talk about data. Tell me how many states, how many countries talk about rabies death in each city. You want to target Bangalore. We are effectively managing it.
Okay. I mean, 14,000 dog bites in 6 months is hardly managing it. But if that is what you feel, that is what you feel.
Tell me one other state. Shreya, tell me the data of one other state. Other state to tell me the data.
Sir,
tell me the data.
Sir, 8 minutes.
So
tell me I have to correct myself.
One other state, yeah.
Give me the opportunity to correct myself first. I made a factual error, right? And you corrected me. I'm grateful for it. The JDS is an alliance partner of the BJP, not the Congress party. But wo itna adla badli karte hai, I got confused. So I'm just correcting myself on air. Mr. Ian Faria, you are a citizen of Bangalore. You've heard both sides. This is now a political dogfight. As a citizen, where do you stand? Because Mr. Hegde seems to say, and his party seems to think that, stray dogs are not a problem that can be shifted to shelter homes. That you need a more humane approach. Ab ye humane approach has not worked so far. But anyhow, as a citizen, what do you feel?
As a citizen, I feel we have lost the plot. The main problem is we are giving more attention to animals and other, creatures that supposedly have no voice. And the people who have a voice, we're not listening to them. So I think the whole focus should be on now, what are we doing for our citizens? I mean, I think that's the primary question. We are shifting focus and we are trying to politicize things. All of that is fine in terms of politics. But finally, people are getting bitten. People are suffering. And this is not just a stray dog issue. I'm saying we can go wider on the debate. But since the debate is focused on the stray dogs now, let's use this as a learning touch point. Why don't we do one thing? Put our heads together and form a consensus on what has to be done. I think when we start to polarize the issue is where the problem is. Then it starts to go into minor details and factoids. We're missing the point. How do we keep our citizens safe? I think that's my question to this panel. And whether it's through law or whether it's through good sense or civil civic sense. Let's keep our people safe first. We'll look at the dogs next. That's what I feel.
Yeah, I mean, you're saying that human rights above animal rights. Fair enough.
Yes.
Good point. You're saying don't polarize it, but the fact is the issue is polarized. And the issue is polarized, and it's a polarizing one. I'll tell you why. Because you have both sides. One, a suffering, silent majority, and the other, a very vocal, articulate, well-connected minority that have taken stands where they are not willing to look at each other's points of view. That is, I think, where the problem arises. What is the Supreme Court going to do is something I'm very interested in, because you have three of India's top lawyers. None of us in this panel can afford even to say hello to them. They are that expensive. They are the ones who are fighting the case for stray dogs. So it'll be very interesting to see what this three-judge bench of the Supreme Court does. But Priyaji, again, as someone who's an animal rights activist, I understand the pain, the initial pain you may have had with what the Supreme Court had said. Send every dog in Delhi, cleanse Delhi's street dogs, put them in shelters. You raise a good point. All of you have raised a good point. Ki bhai, shelter hai kahan? Right? There are hardly shelters to accommodate 4,000 dogs. Jabki the dog population in Delhi is way more. Right? I understand that. My point to you is, today this is something that the government of India, by the way, has said in the court, in the Supreme Court, that this battle essentially has become about a minority that is very vocal and articulate and a suffering majority, which doesn't have the sort of organizational power that all of you have. Do you agree with that? Why is it impossible for you to see what a majority of people see and feel?
First of all, we don't have space for 3 lakh dogs to go into shelters. Delhi MCD have no shelters. We just have 20 ABC centers in Delhi which can accommodate only 100 dogs at one center over there. It is just humanly not possible to keep so many dogs. We are talking about 3 lakh dogs here. And I, as an animal activist and someone who takes care of 600 dogs every single day, I know it is not possible. It's very tough for us also. MCD has totally failed to do their job in Delhi. I must say, we are the ones who have been going and getting our dogs sterilized. Our dogs have been relocated. Our dogs have been picked up from a lot of areas, and that is one of the reasons for the dogs to be aggressive. Their habitat has been changed.
Okay.
Their habitats have been changed. They are getting no food. Please let me finish for a second. There have been no help from the MCD. I myself have got over 500 dogs sterilized myself.
Okay.
Inoculated myself. Time and time again, I have called up the MCD for help, and they have clearly told me, ये कुत्ता काटता है, हम नहीं पकड़ सकते. हमको नहीं काटता है, इनको काटता है.
Okay.
So I completely blame them, and
you are not the only one blaming them. Everyone is blaming them, including the Supreme Court, because the Supreme Court has pulled up the MCD today and said you have failed to do your job. But the fact is, Dr. Sujit Paul, it's not just the MCD. Municipal corporations across this country, including in Bengaluru, have failed to do their job. Okay. Now, the ABC rules may be very good and they may be very compassionate, etc. But the solution is clearly not in the rules either. Now, this is something that the government is arguing. These are desperate times. Tough measures will need to be taken. No one is saying culling, but everyone is saying, I mean, at least a majority of the people I know is saying that do whatever you want to take dogs off streets. They are a danger to our children. They are a danger to the elderly. Your kids cannot go out to play. The elderly cannot go out for walks. A solution is required.
So Shreya, so first of all, you need to understand that, see, I've been a Bengalurian, I can vouch for it, that we don't need to kind of get into a situation where humans cannot come out of being the streets, children are beaten. Definitely, yes, I agree. But we have to find a short-term and a long-term solution for this. It cannot be a political story at all. And that is the solution for Bangalore. So as a short-term story, it is extremely important that we figure out what we do and done immediately to address this, and at a long term how to address the solution. At a short term, it's extremely important that we train all the government bodies to do proper neutralization and proper vaccination, which is just not happening. See, the way they pick up the dogs, obviously, and they don't follow the process of neutering. They drop them wherever they want, then they will get into a territorial fight. That is not a solution. Trust me, if east, west, north, south in Bangalore, if proper training goes through, and then with the government bodies and the private bodies put together, see, we have to work for a solution for the city and not a political story, as what I said. If both of them work together, we do proper neutering in every locality, every pin code, half of your problem is sorted with the vaccination. And the other part is sorted is, see, you know why dogs actually fight? Why do they go to bite? When they are really stressed or they are hungry. If we can do a proper protocol management of their food, so it is not only that in long term you are ensuring that you reduce the number of dogs, but you also finish the menace at a long term basis.
Dr. Sujit Paul, what is the stray dog population in this country?
I would not be having the accurate number because there is no proper sense.
Correct.
See, whatever numbers that people say,
6 crores approximately. ठीक है, 6 crores approximately.
6 crore आप बोल रहे हैं now where
Sir,
is the
मैं
data?
नहीं बोल रही हूँ, ये last data बोल रहा है ना?
We don't follow technology. There is no chips. From where does this data comes? Where are the chips?
चलो ठीक है, you are right. We need data. ठीक है, I understand. I completely agree with you. When you say that do a dog census in this country, हमको बताओ how many stray dogs are in this country. But मोटा अभी the accepted figure is 6 crore. हाँ? Are you telling me that the government should be feeding and municipalities across this country should be feeding 6 crore dogs?
See, you need to be carefully listening to me. I am speaking in front of everyone, and others have understood what I said. I first of all spoke that first thing is that we have to work together to do proper vaccination and neutering. That's the first and most important thing. That's what I said.
No, and you also spoke about the fact that all dogs need to be fed so that they don't get aggressive.
See, you have to listen. Now, if that is the first thing that we do, then half of the problem is sorted out. And then what I said is that you have to listen carefully what I said. I said, if at all we are feeding, we have to feed in the right place, in the right way. And that is where you reduce the hunger. Otherwise, these animals will go and chase for food. Now, there is a way to do it. You see how Singapore have done it. It's a community management program that Singapore had did it. It's not only a government program, it's a joint program. The same thing, Netherlands had did it.
Okay. हाँ, exactly. Singapore का population देखिए ना क्या है. But Ian Faria, do you think that is a solution at all? Neutralize.
No, I'm going to come on a little bit stronger than that. See, we are shifting goalposts again. We are talking about how many dogs, how do we feed them, how much is it going to cost to feed them. That's a secondary issue. First thing, are we keeping our citizens safe? I think first of all, we have to look at that point. And I think that will make everything easy. Otherwise, we are shifting goalposts. Nobody knows what fight we are fighting at the end of it. You know, are we fighting a stray dog menace issue? Are we fighting a cruelty to animals issue? Are we fighting that the Supreme Court is not going to take a correct decision? Lawyers are high-priced lawyers. We are really shifting goalposts. How do we keep the citizens safe? I think we focus on that. A lot of our issues will fall as secondary priority, third priority, and we can move from there. Otherwise, we are not going to get a solution because everybody is talking a different language. It's like the Tower of Babel happening to all of us. Let's focus. Citizens safe first.
Samrut?
After that, we will look at other issues.
Samrut, that's the responsibility of the government. It needs to get its priorities clear is what Mr. Faria is saying.
Yes,
100%.
RWAs also can come in here. A lot of us can chip in and do something for our areas. Why aren't we looking at that? RWAs are only looking at the problems of the city from drains and sewage and other things. Why don't we look at RWAs can look at also how do we address this issue smaller areas at a time? All of us can do our bit to do this. Let's not wait for government.
I agree with this. And I also want to tell you, Shreya, you spoke about the dog bites in Bangalore. A quick Google search, 4,35,000 highest in Maharashtra, 2024. Gujarat, 8,40,000 in 2022 to 24, dog bites. You want to target Bangalore, be my guest. I am answerable as a person in government. No doubt about it.
There's no targeting, na?
Of course,
the fact is that we are talking about Delhi as well.
So
and Delhi is ruled by the BJP, and questions are being raised in Delhi as well. So there is no targeting.
You are making it sound like Bangalore has the highest dog bites in the country.
No, that's not what I'm trying to make it sound like. What I'm trying to make it sound like is that a city like Bangalore, there are now voices, at least political voices, that are saying we should in fact go to the Supreme Court and ask them that what they are doing for Delhi, they should do for Bangalore. That's the limited point I'm raising. The point is that the stray dog menace, and many people say it's not really a menace that can, that needs to go away, etc. But it is a menace for most common people like me, and a solution needs to be found. Will the solution be political? Will it be a judicial solution? Will it come from citizens? Can the rules actually become the solution? These are questions that people who are more intelligent than me will probably answer. But the limited point I'm making is that a majority of this country is fed up of stray dogs. We don't want any one of them to be culled, not a single one of them. But please, if you can send them away to shelters, send them away to shelters. There were community dogs, till there were 2 of them outside my colony. 8 of them outside my colony in a pack, chasing children, chasing motorbikes and cars. Well, that's not community dogs. That is a threat to the community. Anyhow, we leave it there. Everyone has a point of view. I'm glad we got everything in. GS Prasad, thank you very much. Ian, thank you. Thank you for joining us. Samru Hegde, thank you very much and thank you for correcting me on air. Dr. Sujit Paul, thank you. Thank you for your point of view. I was hearing you carefully. And Priya Chopra, thank you. Thank you for your perspective as well on telling us how the MCD has completely failed in its duties in the last 21 years, which is why we have a problem in Delhi. On that note, a break. There's more on the other side.